So hello everyone, in this video we are going to see the introduction to linked list. So this is the first video of the entire playlist of linked list, and initially 1 or 2 videos will be the simple introduction and traversing related videos of linked list, and then we will take the problems one by one. So in this video what we are going to see is introduction of a linked list, like what is a linked list is and how do we implement a linked list, okay, and what is the advantage of using a linked list, why we are not using arrays, or what is the advantage of using linked list over arrays. Okay, so first of all, we know that whenever we were using arrays, the data was stored in contiguous memory allocations, but linked list provides us the facility that the data can be stored at contiguous memory locations. Okay, so we know that if we store this kind of array in our memory, which have like multiple elements 1 2 3 4, so these elements of arrays are going to be stored in our memory at contiguous locations. So let us consider this is our memory. Okay, so this is our memory. So if we have to store these elements like 1 2 3 4, so these will be stored at contiguous locations, whereas if we have to store like the elements of this linked list, then it can be stored in this manner also. For example, if you have to store 10 9 40 and 2, then 10 can be stored, and then after some memory allocations 9 can be stored, and then after some memory allocations we can have 40, and 20 can be at any random place. Okay, so how are we going to link this? By using the links of the nodes. Okay, so in this way, for storing the linked list, we do not have to store the elements in a contiguous fashion. So this is one of the major advantage. Now the operations that we have in arrays are like costly, because for example, if we have to do insertion at the middle of a linked list, for example, if we need to perform insertion at the middle of a linked list, then it can be done easily. Why? Suppose if I have to insert an element 5 between 9 and 40. Okay, between these two nodes if I have to insert an element, then what we need to do is just allocate a new memory for a single node, and we just have to change the pointers for these nodes. So this will be pointing to this, and this will be pointing to this, and thus our insertion is very much simple. But at the same place, if we have to do some insertion in the array, for example, if we have to insert an element between 2 and 3, so our memory was already allocated, like pre-allocated. So if we have to store it again, so what we have to do is we have to double the size of our array, and then we can store it. For example, if our previous array was size 4, then what we need to do for inserting 5, we have to double the size of the array initially. That is somewhat it will look like this, and then 1 2, and then our new element which is 5 can be stored, and then the further more elements. So this is again a costly operation. So similarly, we have operations like deletion at the middle. So if we have to perform any deletion operation in the middle of a linked list, again suppose if we delete this element, then we have to change the position of all the elements, whereas in linked list if we perform delete operation, then suppose if we have deleted 9, then we just have to change the pointer of next pointer of the node, this node which has element 10. So this will point towards this, and that's all. So similarly, the operations which are easier are, so insert at middle is advantageous, and the other one is deletion at the middle, delete at middle. Then the next we have is insert at the begin. Similarly, inserting at the begin is also very simple in case of linked list. Let's see, suppose if we have this linked list and we have to insert an element at the beginning of the linked list. Suppose if we have to insert 0, so what we have to do is we have to change the position of all the elements, and this will lead to the time complexity big O of n. And similarly, if we have to insert any element at the beginning of the linked list, we just have to create a node, insert that element, and just have to change the pointer accordingly. Then we have deletion at the beginning of a linked list. So for deletion at the beginning, again is simple, because we just have to delete this node, and we don't have to even manage the pointers in this case, because if the initial node is deleted, we don't have to care about the pointers. The next is deletion at the again we have, if deletion at the beginning in an array, then we have to, if we have to delete this, then again the nodes have to be, the pointers positions of each node has to be changed. So all these operations are advantageous in linked list over array. The another thing is, in array we know that the memory is pre-allocated, as I already discussed. If the array's memory is already pre-allocated, which means that we have allocated the memory previously, and now if we have to change the or insert further more elements, then we need to double it the size of the array. Okay, but in linked list we know that the memory is allocated dynamically. So if we have to insert a new element, then we just have to create a new node and we have to insert it after the last element, or we can even insert at the given position. So all these, because of all these advantages, we make use of linked list. Okay, so now the problems that we are going to see are based on linked list, and before that we are going to see how can we implement a linked list, and after that we are going to see some basic operations on linked list, and then we are going to discuss about the problems that are or the most commonly asked questions on linked list. Okay, so now let's see the implementation of linked list. Okay, so we have now we are going to see how we are going to implement a basic linked list, like how we are going to create different nodes in a linked list, and how we link different nodes of a linked list. Okay, so first of all, let us consider that for implementing a linked list, we need to have a structure of a node. What is the structure? Basically, we have this node, right, that we create. This node, what all things this node has? So this node has two things. Basically, it has the data. For example, our 10 is the data value. The next thing that it is having is the address of the next node. So this can be called as the address. Okay, so this is the address and the data. So there are two parts in a linked list, which is data and address, and so this is basically the structure of a given node of a linked list. So what we have written over here is a struct node, and then we have int data. So data is of type int, so that is why we have taken int here. The data can be of any type for a linked list, so accordingly we will take the data type of that data. And next is node star next. So this is what, this is a pointer which is of type node. So you can see that node, so this is the type structure. Okay, so this line is called a self-referential structure. So this type of structure is called a self-referential structure in C++. So you just have to note that how we implement the linked list. So this is basic structure of a linked list that we have written here. So basic structure for a given node of a linked list. So initially what we have written is int data node star next for the pointer, next pointer. Okay, so this will store the next pointer. Then what we have done is we have created a constructor node int x. So what this will do is this will initialize the values to data and next pointer. Okay, so data is equals to x and next is equals to null. So initially we will keep our next pointer as null and data value as x, which is passed. Okay, so now let's see how we are going to create it. So this is we have defined the structure for a given node. Now how we are going to create it? So I have written int main. So this is the main function. Now what I have done is node star head. So this is the basic you can say syntax for like creating a new node. So what I have done is node star head this, so it will create a node like this. So let me create the node. So what this will do is this will create the node head. Okay, so as I have given the name head, so what this will do is this will create the node head based on the structure that we have defined here. Okay, now what it is written here is new node 10. What this means is this is assigning the value 10 to this given head node that we have created. Okay, now next line, what this line is saying is node start temp1. So this is telling to create a new node and the name of this node is temp1. Okay, and now the value that will be assigned or the data that will be assigned in this node will be 20. Similarly, we will have another node which is temp3, temp2, and the data in this node will be 30. So we have created 3 nodes accordingly. Okay, so these 3 lines has helped us to create 3 different nodes. Now we have to link these 3 nodes. Okay, so how we are going to link this? So heads next. Okay, so heads next will be is pointing to temp1, which means that the next of head will point to temp1. So this we have one pointer in this manner. The next is temp1's next will be pointing to temp2. So we have this temp1 and its next will be pointing to temp2. So in this way we have our linked list created of 3 nodes. So you can see like this. So we have 10 pointing to 20 pointing to 30. Okay, so in this way we have our 3 nodes, and the next of 30 will be null, because initially we have defined our structure in such a way that the next of every new node will be null only. Okay, so this is our linked list. So this is the basic implementation of linked list. If please try to implement it on your own, and with 2 or 3 repetitions you will understand it very easily. Okay, if you have any doubts regarding this, please feel free to ask in the comment section. So thanks for this video, watching this video, and we are going to come up with more such videos related to linked list in the further lectures. Thank you.